after 9/11. It is the tax cuts that caused our financial stability. It is lowering the capital gains rate, lowering the dividend rate of taxation. This is what would open our markets and open our ability for businesses to hire people. It would restore consumer confidence. And what about the death tax that will come back in full force next year? People do not know how to plan their giving to their children or giving to their employees in their business because they don't know what Congress is going to do. If there is anything Congress ought to do, it is stabilize our tax system and make the tax cuts permanent. We need to lower the capital gains and dividends rate permanently. These are funds that have already been taxed. They were taxed when they were earned. They should not be taxed for savings. Dividends and capital gains are savings. That's how people plan for their future. We need to recommit today to reorder our financial priorities. We need to get our financial house in order. That means cutting down on the debt, not adding to it. It means cutting spending, and it means making our tax cuts permanent. Capital gains and dividends rates should be lowered permanently so that our stock market would be permanently stabilized. And we should lower the rate for everyone because the people who can hire people are paying at will be paying at the highest rates when the rates go up, and that includes Schedule C corporations. We need to lower capital gains rates. We need to lower the burden on business. We need to lower the burden on families. We need to help people, not hurt people who are trying to plan for their financial retirement. Madam President, we have a chance today to take the first step by saying TARP is going to end. We are not going to expand something that was authorized for an emergency purpose. This emergency purpose should be a commitment of Congress. We should not allow the expansion of TARP, and we can take the first step by voting for the Thune Amendment, of which I am a co-sponsor. We need to start the process today, Madam President, and we can say to the American people that Congress is finally listening. Many on my side of the aisle have been making these points day after day after day. We were here almost every day of December, Saturdays and Sundays included, trying to make the point that people don't want a government takeover of their health care system. Now we have, I think, a clear message from the people of Massachusetts that they don't like this either. The exit polling showed that 48% of them voted to keep this health care bill from going forward. The rest of them voted to say, stop all of this takeover of government of so much of our lives, whether it's cap and trade that is going to raise our energy and fuel costs, whether it is letting the tax cuts lapse, which would give us more money for our own families to spend as we wish, not as government wishes. It is stop the growth of big government. It is stop the ending of the death tax for all intents and purposes so that we can't pass to our children the fruits of our labor. And most of all, we have a chance today to say we are not going to raise the cap on our debt limit. We are not going to $14 trillion, which is now above 70% of our gross domestic product is our debt burden. This is not healthy. The people of Massachusetts said, get your house in order, Congress. Get your house in order, Mr. President. Let's do it. We can take the step today to do it. It is time for Congress to listen and to act and to hear the American people, to hear their cry that we must get our house in order for the future of every American and every American's child and every American's grandchild. That's what we owe them, Madam President, and I hope we will take the first step with the Thune Amendment and then the amendment or the rejection of the resolution to raise the debt ceiling. And then we can lower taxes permanently, and then we can take to the American people, a new agenda that will really create jobs, because the jobs will be in the private sector, not the government sector. Thank you, Madam President. And